Hi, Gene Burnettt from GeneBurnettt.com. I'm going to talk about fear today. I think fear gets a bad rap. I think people often act as though if you're afraid, you're weak. If you're scared, you're giving in to fear. Fear is the enemy. That somehow being afraid is a bad thing. And I don't think that fear is necessarily a bad thing. Holding on to fear, living in a state of constant fear, whipping up fear for no reason other than just to do that is not healthy and not good. But I am afraid. I'm afraid of changes coming that are going to affect me and the people I care about. My life is bounded by fear. And I think if you look into your own life, you'll see that that's true of your life too. Take any action in any direction of your life and see how far you could take that. And if sooner or later you will get to a point where you stop because you're afraid. And often rightfully so. If I walk out that door and walk in that line as far as I can walk, eventually I'm going to get to traffic and I'm going to have to stop because I'm afraid of getting hit by a car. You know? Fear's not a bad thing. It alerts you to danger. This is a dangerous and a scary, constantly changing world. To go through this life and this world without fear is stupid and it's dangerous and it can get you and your friends hurt. Watch fail videos on YouTube and you will see all kinds of people who aren't afraid to do something that's really dangerous and stupid, and then they screw up. If you are living without fear, without any fear at all in your life, then I think you'll basically be all right until your luck runs out. You may have an incredible run of luck, and more power to you if you do, but your luck's going to run out. People's luck runs out. It doesn't last forever. Bad things are coming. We're all going to die. You're going to get a phone call with bad news. There are things to be righteously afraid of in this world. And I think that fear is a good thing. Not to whip up into a stirring panic, but just to notice and acknowledge. Don't deny your fear. Don't deny the things that you're scared of. Acknowledge and say, hey, I'm afraid of that. Like, I have my nervous system is unsteady. It always has been since I was a little kid. I couldn't even hold a pencil correctly. They want you to hold it, let's see, they want you to hold it here between your thumb and your index finger like that, and I couldn't do it. So I had to hold it between my index finger and my next finger over and pinch it with my finger. Then I could write. I mean, it was the only way I could write. So my nervous system is naturally a little unsteady. So I'm afraid of heights. I'm not like a height phobic person, but I'm definitely uncomfortable around, cliffs, buildings, like high things. My nervous system is just not that steady. And it's a good thing I'm afraid of heights, because if I was one of those guys who you see on YouTube walking on the edge of a skyscraper, I would fall off. I'm just not that steady in my nervous system. It's not a question of willpower or a personal weakness or anything. It's my nervous system. I can feel it. It's my constitution. I just don't have that. Other people I've met are very, very steady. Their nervous system is very steady. And so they don't have that shakiness when it comes to things like that. And so then when they practice and they get skills, they get even better and better, and they can free climb El Capitan, and they can climb these incredible skyscrapers. I watch those videos just to get kind of desensitize myself a little bit to the feeling of, oh! I don't want to desensitize myself completely, because if I tried any of those things, I would probably get killed. So the fear keeps me on this side of doing something dangerous like that. It doesn't keep me from slackline walking occasionally. It doesn't keep me from working on my balance. It doesn't keep me from trying to improve my nervous system's steadiness. I try to improve it all the time. I've improved it a lot. But it doesn't shake the fact that underneath there, basically, my nervous system is a little on the shaky side. So I think fear is a really good thing in that it alerts us to danger and keeps us aware of what's going on around us. A really great book on this subject, which if you haven't heard of already, you should definitely go out and buy, is a book called The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. It's fantastic. And he basically says that, don't live in a state of fear, but acknowledge that fear is when it happens is like an alarm clock. It alerts you to danger. If your background level of fear is, on the low side, you're basically just alert, you're looking around, you're just aware of your surroundings. When something strikes you that's off, you'll notice it. Whereas if you live in a state of panic and whip yourself up into fear all the time, when something comes up, you might not notice it in the static because you're afraid of everything. So don't whip it up, but don't deny it and try to suppress it and push it down and claim that it's not there. At least that's what I do and what I'm recommending in this video. I'm recommending that you actually acknowledge the fear that's in you and own it, and then you can make a real decision about whether you want to move in the direction of that fear, because sometimes we're afraid of things that we shouldn't be afraid of, really. We might be just afraid of a new job, and that's good to be a little alert about the new job, but you don't want to get in a panic about that. Get into the swing of things a little bit, push out a little bit, and you get used to it, and you realize, oh, I can do this. I've been afraid of many things in my life, including public speaking, including teaching, including starting Tai Chi when I was in my late 20s and felt like I was starting kind of late since I wanted to do this with my life. All those kind of things, and I did it anyway, and that's good. But I think doing those things with a healthy acknowledgement that fear is there, that know that your life is bound by fear, and that's smart. It's smart to have fear in your life because this world is a dangerous place. I see people doing stupid things all the time that they should be afraid of. They do them anyway, like texting and driving, which is great until your luck runs out. I see people texting and driving every day, and I'm on my bicycle and I'm watching them very carefully to make sure that they don't kill me. So my fear of them keeps me alive on the road. Their lack of fear about doing something dangerous may eventually kill them or somebody else, and their life will take a turn for the worse. So just recommending that you acknowledge your fear, own it, hang in there with it, don't whip it up into a frenzy, but just accept that it's part of life and listen with it. Use it as a tool to help you determine when there's danger that's real and when there's danger that maybe it's not that dangerous. Public speaking's not that dangerous. So fear can be a very useful part of your life if you let it. So thanks for watching. Appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of thing, or visit GeneBurnettt.com.